It was good, man. It was good to get everybody together, get a little celebration in the locker room. And, they talk about, when we're here, that 50-minute bus ride on the way home is the best 50 minutes of the season, if we get that win. So it was good. It was emotional. I'm glad that we got Paul back home and East Lansing. But practice tomorrow, obviously, it's going to be a little bit – practice yesterday was obviously a little lighter. Guys are a little beat up from the game. Got to give everybody a little rest time. So it'll be a little different this week with the NCAA giving Tuesday off. But, at the end of the day, we just got to make the best of what we can.
Did that help maybe kind of turn that page from an emotional win like that, going right back to work?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. I mean, for me, as soon as the game was over, you celebrated that night. And once you wake up Sunday morning, it's Iowa week, or whoever it is. So for us, it's Iowa week, obviously. But it's that next game. So, for me, turning the page is easy. But I'm sure for some of those guys, getting in on Sunday would definitely help make it a little bit more of a reality. So I've already voted. I'm registered in Iowa, so I did that a while ago. And I know a lot of our other guys have already voted, especially most of our guys that are out of state have done that. But it'll be a good opportunity for a lot of our guys that are in state to get out and vote. I remember when I was 18 in the last election, I voted in person, and that was really cool. Especially when you do it in person, you really feel like you're part of the gig. You're helping out and you're fulfilling your civic duty. So it'll be cool for our guys, especially a lot of us are first-time voters.
Tell me about the confidence that you had in that against a very good pass rush as the game went along, and what that means for the future. Specifically, there was one play where you came out of your own end zone and threw deep, and before that throw, it looked like you adjusted the protection, brought a tight end in, and had that all squared away. How much cooperation was there? And it seems amazing that can improve that much in 1 week. How can that happen? And what did that do for you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think in fairness to the O-line, I think the protection the first week was all right. We had a few miscommunications that really resulted in some unfortunate plays for us. But those guys have been working so hard for so long, and they communicate well with each other now. And the play that you're specifically talking about, we just had a slide protection. And, I recognized the blitz coming from the right side, and I flipped the protection so that the O-line would slide to it rather than the back and the tight end having to pick it up. So that was good. And really all it comes down to is communication. It doesn't matter what protection we call. As long as all five of us or all six of us know what we're doing and know who to block, we should be all right, So it just comes down to communicating and getting comfortable with each other. And I think that they're doing a better job, and they're continuing to improve on that. And, if we can protect, we're going to be pretty good. I think we're going to be hard to beat.
We all have been able to see the contributions that Connor Hayward has had on the field, but I think one of the things we've all heard since he came back was about his growth in leadership and how he's become a real leader in the room. Can you just speak to what you've seen in that area from him? Yeah,
for sure. First of all, our offense is kind of young. We got a lot of young guys, maybe not the offensive line. They're getting older, but we got a lot of young skill guys. So for Connor to come back, he's one of the older skill guys. He's done a great job leading guys, especially in his own room. Got a lot of young, talented tailbacks. So for him to come back and be able to help out and teach football for them, especially coming in as a freshman, you don't know as much football as you think, especially at the running back position. There's so much stuff that goes into being a running back, finding the holes, what you read. In high school, you just go out there, run the ball, and try to break as many tackles as you can. But I think he's done a great job with the young tailbacks and the young skill guys. And, anybody who needs to be motivated, he does a good job stepping up.
Okay, thank you.
Next question is from Matt Wenzel with M Live.
Hey, Rocky. Last week was kind of interesting, given that your family, you grew up around the area, and now you're going to kind of a real homecoming of sorts. How much does that change the outlook for the game, given that, I know it'll just try to be one game, but I'm sure you're going to have some family there, and it's close to home.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be really good. My mom doesn't get to come to a lot of games because I got 4 other siblings that are all busy, all involved in sports. My sisters are in state volleyball this week, and they've been in state volleyball for every year that I've been in college. So she's been very busy. So it'll be nice to have her come to the game, and my sisters get to come see me play. Well, it doesn't really happen that often. So it'll be emotional for me. And yeah, I mean, this is a real homecoming for me. I've had this game circled since I committed here junior year of high school. So, but like you said, it's just another game. I got to prepare like I do every other game. Just go out and play the best I can.
Last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've improved so much in the last 2 years. I talked a little bit about it at the post game after Michigan, but watching myself play as a freshman, sometimes you just sit there and you cringe at some of the plays. You're like, man, I could have done this so much better. I could have done that so much better. And I'm still improving, from game 1 to game 2, there's some things that I did better. And from game 2 to game 3, there'll be some things that I'm going to do better. So I'm just going to, continue to improve, continue to show my worth for this team, for this football team, and continue to lead.
Thanks, Rocky.
Next question is from Matt Charbonneau of the Detroit News.
Rocky, you just talk a little bit about, how you've progressed as a quarterback these last couple of years. Have you learned anything about yourself in this stretch too? Not so much, can you read defenses or make the right throws, but just about yourself and resolve and kind of sticking with it. Have you learned anything about yourself in that stretch?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, just being in college and getting older, you learn about yourself. But, me especially, I feel like I've grown a lot as a human being, and I've taken a lot of consideration into mental health and what to think about, how to get over a loss or how to get over something that you thought you could have done better at. And I know Coach Tuck does a good job of getting guys in like that to help us. Trevor Moad's been helping us, and he's awesome. So it's just a lot, how can you get your mind right? Because, this game is, 90% mental or, whatever the saying is. But for me, it's almost 100% mental at my position. So how can I get my mind right? How can I think about the right things? How can I simplify the game down to be able to execute?
Is having that ability, especially to be able to bring others along with you, is that as important right now with a coaching change and a strange off season? Is that almost as important as some of the physical stuff and kind of getting this to go on the right track?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is just my opinion, but I feel like attitude alone is so much of life in general, but football also. It's just what kind of attitude you're coming out with. How are you going to overcome challenges? How are you going to react to failures? How are you going to react to success? So it's really just about what kind of attitude you possess. How hard are you going to work? And how are you going to stay motivated?
So many people were surprised at the win. And I'm just curious to know, were you and the team as surprised as everyone else? And if you weren't surprised, why not?
Yeah, no, I mean, we went in there expecting to win the game. Obviously, that you go in there not expecting to win the game, you got no chance, first of all. So obviously we thought we had a good chance. And really, if you go back and look at the tape from week 1, I know people gave us a lot of crap for how we played, but really offensively, I felt very good about the way we played. If you take away those turnovers, and we showed it on Saturday. We had no turnovers, and we end up winning the game. But it just comes down to can you hold on to the football? Can you execute? I thought we showed really good stuff in both games, so I don't really see any reason why we would go into a game thinking we can't win.
That what type of message are you going to send to people, to the guys in this, the defense or even your offense this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the same message, and most of that last week was just about, in the past couple of years, we've had trouble with offensive production, and that's hard on the defense. You hold if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you hold a team to less than 20 points and you don't win the game, that's very frustrating. So, I just wanted to give them some confidence in us and just tell them that, we're going to put up points. We're here for you guys. We're going to fight our asses off for 60 minutes, just like you guys are. So hang with us, because we're going to put up points. We're going to work together and we're going to get this thing done. But it's credit to our guys. I'm so proud of how they fought. And again, this goes back to attitude, the offensive line, the wide receivers, the tight ends, we were all working together and we were fighting for 60 minutes. Nobody gave in. Nobody didn't think that we could do it. Everybody had confidence in our abilities. And I got a lot of help around me to make some of those plays. And having that QB sneak at the end, putting the ball in my hands, it felt good to kind of seal the deal there. And I also want to give a special shout out to Bryce Behringer, who is our punter. And, that guy makes a huge impact on the game. People don't see it, but him flipping the field as many times as he did, that makes a huge difference for our defense, for for our offense, field position is huge in the game. So he played a major part in that as well.
Last season, Michigan State only had 5 completions of 40 yards or more, whereas this year through 2 games, you already have 4 completions of that distance. What has been the biggest difference in preparation that's led to the long completions down the field?
I think it's just practice and repetition, getting comfortable with your teammates. You know, we've had trouble either placing deep balls or adjusting to deep balls or anything like that, and I think we still have room to improve in that area. But you know, at the end of the day, it just comes down to 2 guys being on the same page. You know, here's where I'm going to put it. Here's where you got to be. You know, get there. So, and that happened on Saturday, and it's going to continue to happen throughout the season. So, you know, those plays are really important. Those explosive plays are important for winning games. They're important for putting up points. There's big statistics to back that up. So we got to continue to do that. I talked about it a lot today, but it just comes back to attitude. You know, I kept telling the guys up front that, you know, we're going to win this game. We are in this game. We just got to keep pushing. You know, coach talks about keep chopping all the time. Just keep chopping wood, keep chopping. And, you know, you push for long enough, you battle hard enough for 60 minutes, and you're going to end up winning. And I thought that, you know, we competed so hard out there that there wasn't another outcome that was possible. So it's credit to those guys up front, credit to the guys on the outside for winning. You know, that's what it comes down to. You know, can you compete your ass off for 60 minutes? And we did that.
And obviously losing Darryl Stewart and Cody from last year, you know, you had some talent coming back, but some of the young guys, obviously we saw Ricky, what he did on Saturday. But I think there was a point on Saturday where you had Terry Lockett, Montori Foster, and Cade McDonald as the 3 receivers on the field. I don't know that anybody would have seen that coming. You know, what have you seen from the young guys that have given you, you know, filled out the depth and stepped up for you?
Yeah, we got a lot of talent from the younger guys. You know, we see them in practice every day, improving. They're learning the playbook. They're learning how to sit in zone coverages. Cade McDonald is a very intelligent receiver. He does a lot of good stuff, and I've watched film with him a couple times, and he really understands how to sit in the zone. And you know, on that over route he caught on 3rd down, you know, if I would have kept him up, he might have been gone. He might have won about 40 more, but I was trying to protect him from the safety, trying to take a hit off him, you know, first play in there. But it's exciting to see those guys in there, those new guys. Puts a smile on my face. I know they're a little nervous but excited, and you know, I try to keep them as even as possible and just be like, you know what, we're out here. This is a game. We're having fun. You guys get to come out here and make plays. So it was cool to see them out there. I'm excited to see more of them, and I'm excited to see them continue to improve as well. A lot of credit to Coach Johnson, who set up the game plan for both weeks, and you know, he really does a good job of understanding where to attack the defense. You know, where we feel their weaknesses are and where we feel that we might have a mismatch. So it's credit to him, you know, being able to see that, you know, we can take some deep shots this week. Last week we had a lot of underneath crossers. We're highly efficient in the pass game. So week to week it's going to vary, but we got a lot of weapons and we can use them a lot of different ways.
And tell us a little bit about what you've seen. I know it's early in the prep, but what do you see from Iowa's defense?
You know, Iowa's defense, they've been the same for 15 years. You're going to get a tough defense. You're going to get a defense who knows where they're going to be, knows their assignment, and they're not going to make mistakes. You know, they're going to be solid all around. They got a lot of good players. I know their record doesn't show it, but they have a talented team, and they're always ready to go. They're always going to be tough to beat, especially at home.